Okay.
What's up, you beautiful bastards? I see you guys watching us live. You are a bunch of goddamn degenerates. We did start late, but I blame DabyCab because basically he has to teach 10-year-olds how to throw a spitball and hide rosin in their back pocket. But we're gonna kick
Well,
it to the
hold on.
side.
Hold
Whoa,
on.
what?
Let
Okay.
me stop. Let me stop you right there. We know that we hide it on our ears. Okay. Take Musgrove for example. We make them nice and shiny. We make them nice and shiny so everybody can see where we're getting it, but nobody says anything.
Well, welcome everybody to the first episode of Breaking Ankles, the college basketball sharpest show on the goddamn planet. For all you guys that are joining us right now, bless you, and basically do me a favor and share this stream, and also make sure you comment if you have any plays that you want to discuss with the sharpest people here. I am GunzPicks, and you can follow me on every social media platform on the planet at GunzPicks. And also I am joined by the first time ever as my duo, my comrade here for this show at DabyCab. What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Man, college basketball. I can't tell you how excited I get for that intro, for you guys in the chat, for you Guns, for the start of start. We've already been killing it, but to continue killing it, cheers to everybody out here. This is for all you guys. Hey, and there's in the chat already the first person commenting, one of the best motherfuckers out there. Shout out right there, Moose Money. Cheers, you fat fuck.
I love it. I love what's going on with this show. I'm very excited to create this thing all the way through March Madness, all the way through the brackets. I am the point guard of podcasting, and I'm going to continue to be that here. And also, if you ever watch my show on college football, you know what we're doing. I want to basically just start with this, and I wish I created a banner for DabyCab, but I'll let him explain what his record is. If you haven't seen what we'll be doing in college basketball, if you've been following me on Slack, following all the free plays, this is my record currently right now: 198, 150, and 57% hit rate for my plays so far this season, and a whopping plus 17.1 unit. And that is absolutely what I do, and I shoot the shots. DabyCab, tell the people of how you're doing in college basketball so far.
So I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm doing, but I'm just not going to tell you exactly how I'm doing because, like everything tonight has been, like your camera, it wants to keep going up.
This camera stinks, and I'm going to replace it. But go ahead.
You know damn well my night's been a shit show. We were supposed to start way earlier and then go join our guy Razor live over on the live stream, and I didn't make it for any of that. And now that we're finally going over exact records, this thing is completely dead out of nowhere, and I really don't have a charger sitting here. Look, I'm right about 57.8%. I do know that. Over the last 2 seasons, college basketball is by far my favorite thing to cap. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how great I am at it because we all know how capping goes, and I don't care. But I love college basketball, and I can tell everybody who's listening, I take it very seriously. I don't fuck around when it comes to any of my money that I'm betting, regardless. I appreciate that, Lucas. Shout out to you, man. I wish I was there. That's my bad, man. That's my bad. But we'll be there tomorrow doing the college cards. We're here right now. And I'll take another one for you, Lucas, right now because I need it. Cheers, and we're about to get paid. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. That's what we're here to do. We're here to make money, and we're here to learn. So let's get rolling.
So the concept of this show is to have fun. Tell a few dad jokes. We are on the DadBodds channel right as we speak. We're going to fire shots as always, and we're going to give you the sharpest content on the absolute planet. But I want to start this out properly and right for the first show. Let's talk about what we're going to be taking on Saturday here, folks. And we're going to start here with one of my plays here. Georgetown traveling over to Xavier, depending on how you pronounce that, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for this game. And I'm going to be taking the Xavier on this one, minus 19.5. Let me tell you why. Xavier is on a absolute streak right now. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Georgetown, on the other hand, piss poor team. This is a beat down team overall. So Georgetown 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 games. Now let me tell you what Xavier is dealing with right now. They're coming off a 1-point loss versus DePaul, so they're absolutely going to be really motivated to go play a team that they know that they can beat here. However, when you look at Georgetown, they got their first cover in 7 games versus Villanova. They only lost by 4 points in that one, 77-73. So their mentality is they won that game. So they're going to have to go play this Xavier team right now that is got a chip on their shoulder, ready to beat a team. And actually, if you look at the Ken Palm statistics in this one, Xavier offense is really strong. They're ranked 8th as far as adjusted offensive efficiency. And when you look at the defense versus Georgetown, they're ranked 276th in the country as far as adjusted defensive efficiency. So you have a yin and yang from an offensive perspective from Xavier and Georgetown on the other side. So Xavier is ranked 14th in field goal percentage, 55.7%, and they're ranked 11th in three-point percentage as well, 39%. They're hitting from 3. Now you have Georgetown is just terrible at defending the 3. They give up 37.2% to their opponents, ranked 324th in the country. This is a bad Georgetown team overall here. So Georgetown offense is not great as well. They only shoot 48.4% from the floor, ranked 263rd in the country. So the line is telling me that Xavier is going to stomp a mud hole into Georgetown. So I'm going to be going with Xavier here, minus 19.5 as a play, 1 unit special. All right. Moving on to, we're going to go and move things around as far as timing is concerned, because Dabby likes a lot of plays on the later slate, late afternoon slate, where I like a lot of stuff on the earlier slate. But I want
just so we're clear, usually I'll have a much bigger card on a Saturday. Tomorrow I'll actually have a larger card. You just know how tonight went, Guns. So usually I'll have, I'll have more than what I have today. I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a huge volume better, but on Saturdays in college basketball, you're damn right I am.
This show is giving you your top 3 plays, and then if you want to follow my plays, you want to follow Debbie's plays. Debbie has his own selection of plays, but if you want to follow my plays, go to the Slack channel. Link is in the bio. I will have a very big card on the Saturday slate, but I want to move on to a Big 12 matchup here with Baylor versus Oklahoma, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rivalry game, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't feel like college football anymore. We are in college basketball. You have Oklahoma coming off a loss versus Oklahoma State. What are your thoughts on Baylor versus Oklahoma, DabyCab?
Okay, so I told you backstage, Guns, and Lucas and some of the other people in the chat and anybody who's followed me, they know I go a little contrarian to what people think. I know people see Oklahoma. Yep, see, exactly. This is usually how it goes. I know people see Oklahoma coming off a loss as a good home team, and they saw what Baylor did early. Baylor was reeling early. Baylor's 13-5 this season. They're 2-2 on the road. Oklahoma is 11-7, 6-3 at home, so they're a good home team. Bears have won 3 straight because this was a reeling Bears team. And one thing I've talked about a lot, shout out Pub Sports Radio on the NCAA Pub Hub, the morning show. One thing I talk about a lot is cappers, I noticed, don't talk about college basketball players enough and injuries enough. Okay. And Cryer being out for Baylor, even though he's only their 3rd leading scorer, Cryer being out was a big deal. He's a facilitator. He's somebody who can take the shot whenever, we're double teaming Flagler or something like that. He's a kick out person for Flagler, which is a big deal for a Flagler person who's going to be drawing attention. And since Cryer's been back, Baylor's been back, and they've looked like Baylor. More on that. Flagler right now, he's averaging 16 points a game. He's been a lot of fun to watch. Oklahoma's defense has been great, one of the best. It's the reason why Oklahoma's a decent team. It's the reason why Oklahoma's good at home. Oklahoma's defense is giving up 63.9 points per game. That's good for 45th in the nation. Here's the thing. Oklahoma's offense is dog shit. 256, a little bit below average. They're averaging 68.5 points per game. They're slow. They play very slow. They're shooting 48.9% from the floor, which isn't terrible. It's indicative of how slow they play and the defense they play. It's just what shows. But their offense just isn't good. They're just a hard-nosed team. Excuse me for a second. I'm just going to say it like this. Fuck all that home court bullshit. This is a wounded Bears team. And even though they're 3 games in a winning streak, they're still a wounded Bears team. They don't want to be 13-5 right now. That is an embarrassing 13-5 team. And I said it last weekend. We cashed on them last weekend. I've said it. I've had luck with them. We're on Baylor first half full game here. I'm riding with the Bears. I think they win this game. They're the better team, and they're a wounded Bear. That's it.
I don't like to play. I love it. I think that is a good capping analysis from DabyCab. To me, it sounds like a win.
Well, I'll take it.
So we will.
I'm coughing. I've heard that. Isn't liquor good for a cough?
Yeah. Candy makes you dandy, but liquor is quicker. Moving on to some of the earlier games on this one. We're going to move into a little bit of the Dayton versus George Washington. This one, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. This game is going to start. And I like Dayton on this one as a away favorite, -6.5. Let me tell you why. Listen, Georgetown, George Washington doesn't defend the ball well at all. If you actually look at the defensive statistics in this one, they're ranked 291 as far as defensive efficiency is concerned, and ranked 298th in the country as far as defending the 2-point shot. So Dayton, on the other side of the spectrum, they're ranked 26 in the country as far as shooting 2-point shots in this one. So it's one of those mismatches that you look for in college basketball. Now you got to look at George Washington on the other side. George Washington does shoot the ball well. They're ranked 34th as far as efficiency, as far in field goal percentage, but and they're ranked 5th as far as 2-point percentage as well. But they're going to get up against a Dayton team, the Dayton Flyers, that can contest the 2-point shot very well. They're ranked 6th in the country as far as defending field goal percentage, only giving up 42.9% on the floor. And they're 6th defending the 3 as well. So this is a team that can match up well versus George Washington, playing into their strengths. And Dayton Flyers are really hungry in this one. Also, Dayton, you got to look at them against the spread. They're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games going into this game. And they've covered 5 out of the last 6 versus George Washington overall. So this is a Dayton Flyers team that just knows this team very well. And I think they're going to be coming out flying, and the line kind of tells you the story here. So give me Dayton -6.5, 1 unit special. That's how we do it here on the Breaking Ankles inaugural episode.
You made me think, Guns. I just want to let you know. So for me, and people know this because I know you'll sometimes put out maybe a 1.5 or a 2 unit. I'll just because I think the most beautiful thing about any capper is transparency, and 100% transparency, especially when it's hard, especially when we lose, right? The way I cap, and just so everybody knows, there's never any bullshit. And the way I track, I bet to win 1 unit. Okay. If I like something a whole lot, I bet the first half and full game, and I put a unit on both. Now I realize that sometimes one will cash and one won't. But for me, if I really want something to have 2 units on it, that's the way I do it. So everyone knows. So a minus 110 game. Let's say I'm betting to win $100. I bet $110 on it because I want to win 1 unit. And I track it all the exact same. I track it as a 1 unit play.
That's how DabyCab works. Great. And explain to the people of how you cap. We love it. We're here to learn and we're here to grow. So if this is the first time you're on the DadBodds YouTube channel, please please subscribe to the channel, and please share with everybody on the goddamn planet, because we are the sharpest channel ever. But we're going to give a play to DabyCab here. He likes a 4 p.m. slate here, and he's going to go to Marquette versus Seton Hall. Great matchup here. Marquette absolutely red hot as far as against the spread is concerned. They're going on the road to go play Seton Hall. Maybe a tough matchup, but DabyCab has a play on this one. I'll pass it to you.
Okay. And again, I'll probably be going against people because they'll think I'm looking at what's easy. Look, in college, it's not the same as, maybe the NBA or NFL when we look at revenge spots. But Seton Hall is 6-4 last 10 against Marquette. So this Marquette team, not happy with Seton Hall. They want to win this game. Marquette, their offense is electric. I mean, electric. 82.7 points per game. They put up 83 points last game, shooting 52.70%. They do struggle on defense. They give up 71.9 points per game. So we're looking at, several shots of tequila on this shot on the show. And I literally just started drinking just now. I didn't drink before, just now because I just got home. So there we go. Transparency, right? Seton Hall, we got opposites. We got a team that can put up points, okay? Marquette, 82.7 point game. Seton Hall, what they do is they play defense. Seton Hall has given up 64.4 points per game this season, which is outstanding. Seton Hall on offense, not so great. 68.8 points per game. When I look into this, basically, I'm staying on the first half, and people they know I like to stay on the first half in a lot of these games, especially on the road. But I'm on the road first half with Marquette here. I think Marquette, I just think I think Seton Hall, as good as their defense is, I think Marquette's offense is better. And I've watched both of these teams pretty closely. I got Marquette in the first half, and I love it.
You heard it here first from DabyCab. He loves the splits. He loves the first halves, and God bless him for grinding out the first halves where I am a full game capper. You won't see any first halves from me, but that's why this show will be successful, because you're going to see 2 different types of caps in this one. So make sure that we grow as a channel here and share the content, because we're going to give you nothing but winners, winners, winners. So I'm going to go back.
You want to hear something crazy? And shout out to our guy Cash Action Bets in the chat. I just want you to know, Cash Action Bets, that I appreciate everyone. I don't give a damn if I'm on the other side or not. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you giving your opinion. Guns, out of the last 7 first half bets that I've won, 4 did not cash full game. And I know that doesn't sound crazy, but to me, that's kind of crazy. I'm telling you, there's something to these road teams on the first half. And I'm telling you, so whereas he might be looking Seton Hall full game, maybe that's the look. But for me, Marquette in the first half, I think is beautiful. I think they're up by 3 points at first half. No problem.
We love it. We love it. This is what you're going to get from this show. You're going to get we embrace debate. We will talk to the chat on this show, and we will give you our opinions on anything that we're not locked in on, by the way. So please just join the chat. Please chat it up with us. I will share everything that I see here. C.Warrior in this one, joining us on the late night slate here. Cash only C. here. Giants win tomorrow. We be seeing on that one, but we will talk about that on the NFL show here. But let's get back to the plays here. Going back to a GunzPicks play. We're going to the Big 12, folks. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking Iowa and Oklahoma State. Now, you watched Oklahoma State beat their rival versus the Sooners on, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't remember the exact date on that one, but it was a big game for the Pokes, as they say. So let's look at this game, for example. I'm going to be on Iowa State on this one, money line, minus 114. Let me tell you why. Both teams, great defenses. They are basically can defend very well. Oklahoma State is ranked 8th as far as defensive efficiency is concerned, but Iowa State, on the other side, ranked 6th in the country as far as defensive efficiency. The key to this game is going to be the turnovers, I think. So this is part of the cap here. While Oklahoma State does turn the ball over a lot, they're ranked 308th in the country as far as offensive turnovers are concerned, where Iowa State is the number 1 team in the country as far as creating turnovers. And they create 28.5 turnovers per game. So I think this is probably the element of the game that I like the most. And this is part of why I'm going to be taking Iowa State on the money line here. Iowa State's offense has a slight edge also on the offensive side. 74th in the country as far as offensive efficiency is concerned, while Oklahoma State is ranked 141st in the country. And then you have to look at Iowa State right now. They're just running red hot right now, and I like to tail these red hot teams, especially in conference play. They've covered 6 straight and are off a home win versus Texas, 78-67 as 2.5-point favorites. Oklahoma State is 1-3 against the spread in the last 4 games and 0-3 against the spread as a dog versus conference opponents. So this is a perfect situation to take Iowa State in this one. I love the Cyclones, and I think Oklahoma State coming off a win versus their rival in Oklahoma. I think this is a perfect spot to take Iowa State here, and it's a 1-unit special for me. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Give me Iowa State money line minus 114 as the play.
So, to comment on that, I'm curious. So Iowa State's the favorite, obviously, at minus 115. So you can't get plus a half a point in the first half with Iowa State, right?
Correct. I think Iowa State was minus half a point when I actually capped this one, but that's why I took the minus half a point was worth the same as the money line, so you just take it to win. Obviously.
So what I'll say is, Texas and Iowa State was one of those games. I gave you that number on first half full game. I was on Texas first half, and I cashed that. And then Iowa State covered full game and cashed that. And one of the points that I made out to people is Iowa State as a dog in the first half has been absolute money. When they're laying points in the first half, not so much. Full game's completely different story, and you're on full game, so I wouldn't worry about it. So I don't know why I brought that up, but I'm always straight up, and Guns, I'm sorry. I guess you haven't been live with me in situations like this. There's been times on Pub Sports Radio where I've been told to chill out. But Steve Zhang put a clown emoji in there. Steve Zhang, go fucking post pics on Twitter and recap them transparently, 100% honesty, and then come back and talk to me. You fucking prison pocket, fucking taking it in the ass, fucking clown motherfucker. Okay? When you fucking post your pics transparently and honestly for over a year, okay? I don't want to see it for fucking 2 weeks and you come tell me that you're 11-2 and you think you're good. Do it for over a year and then come put fucking clown in the chat. Until then, suck your mother's fucking pussy. All right.
This is what I love about this show. It's going to be absolutely electric, and I'm glad there are people that think we are bad at this. But let's move on to some of these other games. Moving on across the board as we are skipping around because obviously, like I said, Dabby likes a lot of the later games. I like a lot of the earlier games. We're going to move on to, I guess we're going to move on to Texas, West Virginia on this one. West Virginia, a bad covering team, an easy fade, but last Tuesday or Wednesday, you see West Virginia getting some life into them, and obviously Texas off a loss. What are your thoughts on this game in the Big 12?
My thoughts on this game are where my thoughts have been and where my money's been, and my money has been respected. And anytime somebody respects my cash, I appreciate it. In this game, I am looking at Texas in the first half, okay? West Virginia is off their first Big 12 win. That's great. And they got it against the number 4 TCU team. And that was big. This is one of the best conferences, if not the best conference in basketball. Simply put, the Big 12 is the shit, okay? I'm not going to argue and say they're the best. Somebody might want to argue otherwise, but the Big 12 is the shit, right? This Texas team is 32nd in adjusted defense. They're creating 16.5 turnovers a game. They only allow 66.7 points per game. And I've said this, I want to say 2 or 3 times now on shows that we've been on. I've gone over the fact that the coach got fucking whatever, where I'm not going into that with the coach, okay? And then the next game against Rice, everybody had their eyes on Texas, and they saw what happened against Rice, and they were like, oh, this team's in shambles. But I'm telling you, like, in a locker room, here's what you do. You look at each other in the eye, and you say, look, we're still top 10 in the nation. Who cares? We lost our coach. Did we lose our players? No. Are we going to just quit? No, we're going to come together. We're going to fucking win basketball games. There's none of that loser mentality in the basketball locker room, okay? The Longhorns are averaging 80.7 points per game on 48.2% shooting. I'm going to say it again. They're only allowing 66.7 points per game. They hold opponents to 41.8% shooting. Marcus Carr is electric. This guy can move the ball around. He's a blast to watch play, putting up 17.1 points per game. They've also got Timmy Allen, who's averaging 10 points or 10.8, almost 11 points per game. Tyrese Hunter is their third double-digit scorer. So we have people all around the court that can score. Jabari Rice, he's another person who can score and grab some boards for them. They do struggle a little bit beyond the arc, but 32.8%, I mean, I've seen worse. And they play defense. West Virginia putting up 77.9 points per game. That's cool. They're doing it on 46.9% shooting. They have a great defense, allowing 69.2 points per game. And they had a huge win, their biggest win of the season last game against TCU. Maybe they win this game full game, like Cash Action Bet said. Maybe. And the crazy thing is last weekend, Cash Action, if you were on the full game on the other side of me, and I was on first half, both of us would have cashed pretty much every single one of the bets. I'm on Texas in the first half here. I'm getting half a point with Texas. You're giving me half a point with the team that flat out has a better defense and a better offense. And that's all there is to it. I know West Virginia is a tough place to play. I know this team's reeling because they want to get back on track. But you're giving me a half a point with the better defense and the better offense. I'm on Texas. And that's that in the first half.
I agree with you on this one, and I'm probably going to make this an official here. I'll do a full game with Texas on this one. They're coming off a loss. West Virginia coming off a cover, which they don't cover at all. I don't care where West Virginia's playing. They're not a team to back at this point. They're absolutely fade material, and they're playing a Texas team that was covering like reasonably well. They're coming off a loss. And I think they're like Cabby said, like first half is probably the perfect play to play with this team. Very hungry, going on the road. It's a perfect spot for Texas on this one. And I can't agree more with his cap on this one. He made it perfect. And I love it.
Appreciate that. You don't ever
That's
have
what
to tell
we
me
do.
that if you don't, but I appreciate it.
Fully aligned. No. I am on the team fade West Virginia. I faded them and lost when they played, I think, Wednesday night. And it was the first time they covered in like 8 games or 7 games or something like that. Like, this is a team that you don't want to back right now, unless they show some consistency as far as the covering is concerned.
They're 1-5 in Big 12 play, okay? And I can give you guys, you don't understand, like, and I'm not sitting here trying to say I'm like people use the word expert or professional capper. Like, shut the fuck up. There's nobody that drafts a capper. There's like, we're all just people trying to learn. And if we can admit that, then we'll be better cappers. Okay. And what I'm telling you is there's so many games that games like represent or games can mimic. And this game right here is a spot for Texas where I've cashed plus points with them in the first half multiple times this season, and I see it happening again.
It's a perfect spot for Texas, especially coming off the loss. Can't agree with you more. That's just how capping works. It's like what you need to do with college basketball basically is like, what did the team do in the last game? It's the same thing as college football, by the way. It's like, what did the team do in the last game? What do they have ahead of them? It's like sometimes like they look at the team ahead of them. It's like we're going to get to that point like in February where these teams are in their second matchup of the year.
Look at what
that's
TCU
where capping
did.
gets very aggressive.
So I don't mean to cut you off, but if I don't, I'll forget because my brain works too fast.
No, that's how the show works.
Look at what TCU did to Kansas State. They fucking dominated Kansas State, right?
Perfect example.
Dominated Kansas State. And then Kansas State turned around and beat Kansas. Now, they turned around and beat Kansas because Bill Self called a timeout when Jalen Wilson, who was the hottest player in the fucking world at the time, stepped up and drained a three. And if anybody wasn't watching the game, you don't know, so don't comment. But if you were, you know, Bill Self doesn't call that timeout. Kansas wins and covers. All that being said, if you were on Kansas State, tip of the hat to you. That was one of the spots where I saw value in the dog where everybody was saying Kansas State. Like a lot of games just aligned for me. So, and that was just to put on what you said there too.
But to your point, like going into the Kansas game, that was a look ahead. So they played TCU before that. TCU put a mud stop
off of them, bro.
Beat the brakes off of them. What does Kansas State do? They go back home. They go play Kansas, which is right up the road, East Lansing, right? And what do? They win.
And even though I'm sitting here saying the timeout, even if Kansas did win the game, Kansas State still played a fucking amazing basketball game.
Correct. No. Yeah. And I think like I didn't put this on my card, and it was like on my short list on this one. I wanted to take Kansas on Saturday. So like as we transition from official plays to leans, I think Kansas is a good spot for them right now, and I think it's a short line that you can get for Kansas right now.
It's like 9.5
coming off the loss. Yeah. Do you realize that like if you actually watch that Kansas and Kansas State game, which I didn't understand, but they rushed the court. I'm like, Kansas State is ranked in the top 15, and they just beat like Kansas that is in the top 5. It's like, Kansas, why would you rush the court at that point? I think that was
it's a rival.
I know, but like I don't know, like it like you should just treat it as a business trip.
Beat Texas and they were both ranked, you're rushing the court. If Duke beats North Carolina and they're both ranked, maybe I don't know.
I love the enthusiasm from the Kansas State fans, but I think you're going to set yourselves up for failure. Moving on, and we're going to get into leans now. As we've given
I don't have my phone on, which is terrible. Like I need it on to see games and lines and shit. Yeah. Like, because you guys got to understand a couple bets I haven't made yet, and I will. I'm gonna be up late capping. I look at a lot. I just wanted to come make sure and give you guys something. I like Marquette first half a lot. I like Texas first half a lot, and I fucking like Baylor. So I wanted to make sure I got that across. I'll talk leans with you guys, but I just don't have my numbers or anything in front of me.
So from the officials, DabyCab just gave his. My officials are going to be Xavier minus 19.5, Dayton minus 6.5, and I'm also going to be on Iowa State money line minus 114. Leans from my perspective, I wrote a couple down. I don't have the lines in front of me. I apologize. I do like Army going against Navy on this one. Army coming off actually a loss when they were favored minus 5.5, but Army is a covering machine. If you actually look at their statistics on that one, they've been covering a ton of spreads. And you actually look at the statistical analytics with Army versus Navy as well. It's almost like football. Army covers more than Navy does. I don't have the stats in front of me. I apologize, but I think Army is a good take on this one. I also lean on Wake Forest as well. They're playing UVA. I think they're playing at home. UVA is 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games.
What's
UVA
the spread on that? I love Wake Forest.
I'm on Wake Forest. I don't have the spread in front of me. They could be a dog in this one. I think UVA is ranked. Wake Forest 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games. They've covered the last 3 versus UVA. UVA is 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 road games, and UVA is 3-10 against the spread in the last 13 games overall. UVA just does not cover spreads. Wake Forest does. Is yin and yang, so you got to take Wake Forest in this one. I also like Iowa as well, going against Ohio State. Ohio State is 1-6 against the spread versus the Big Ten, and 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. Iowa is 4-0 against the spread in the last 4 games, and Iowa has covered 4 out of the last 6 versus Ohio State. So take that with a grain of salt. I think Iowa is a better team as far as covering the spread is concerned, where Ohio State is not. Those are my leans.
I got some. I'll talk some. Iowa State's reeling. I just noticed, if you don't gotta. I mean, I didn't even see what he said. You don't gotta block him. I'll invite him on camera if he really wants to go. But,
no. I took him out of the chat because I thought he was just bringing bad vibes. So that's why I blocked him.
You got to remember, I'm a pitcher. Guns, you got to remember I'm a pitcher. So when somebody brings that bad vibes to me, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I love it. Man, when I struck somebody out, I was looking for my glove. Let's say you're hitting, right? And I strike you out and you're walking back to the dugout, gloves over the mouths, and I'm saying, you sit the fuck down, Guns. I'm making sure I struck you out.
You're basically Kevin Costner in what's the movie they did with Bull Durham? There we go. I was looking for Bull Durham.
There you go. Okay. I think Miami, I hate to say this to you as a Duke fan. I think Miami.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, I know Duke stinks. I'm still going to wear the colors, though, on a lot of these broadcasts. So go ahead.
Love it. I haven't bet it yet. I think Miami first half is a good look. I think it is actually plus 3.5, which is weird. Cash Action Bets just put that. He's got to be talking about something else. But I think Miami is plus 3.5 in the first half. I think Miami's a good bet. And I think Miami might beat Duke. Wong is one of the best players, if not, I don't want to say the best. That's way too far. Wong's one of the best players in college basketball. And where the hell is Duke going to find their offense from? Like, what is going on I love Wake Forest then. If they're plus 3.5, I'll probably be all over that. So I don't want you to think I only take favorites, Cash Action, because I don't. I like Wake Forest right there a lot. And I think Miami is a good dog against Duke. I don't get it. The only reason I'm gonna stay away from making Miami official right now is because I want to make sure that they're not a public dog. And I know that sounds stupid. I don't want to sound one of those people that only follows the lines, because I don't. But if Miami is a big public dog tomorrow, I'm going to stay off. If they're not
they're not going to be. Everybody bets to. You're fine.
If Miami's not a public dog tomorrow, hammer the fuck out of them.
I don't disagree. Is Miami playing at home? I didn't look.
They're Duke, and it don't matter. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter, because Duke is a mess right now. There's no direction with that team. I don't know if I necessarily trust.
You take the points and the money line. I'm telling you right now with Miami.
And I'm saying this wearing Duke gear. As John Shire, I'd questioning his leadership on this one. When you have one and doneers for the progression of your team, and they're only there for 6 months at the most, and they go to the NBA, you don't develop a program. So from my perspective, the best thing to do is you need to build the nucleus with the team. You have to have guys that want to stick with you for a sophomore, junior year at the very least. And I feel like Duke is still missing that component. They can recruit well, but they're getting one and doneers. Same thing with Kentucky. Watch what Kentucky's doing right now. Are they winning games? No. Are they covering spreads? No. I want to see I back teams that have seniority. like
experience. You like to have experience on the court.
Experience, correct.
Which Baylor has, by the way, tomorrow against West Virginia. So, and I love this. This has been so much fun. Check out our guy Cash Action Bets. After me and him, we're on opposite sides, like on several. Right there, what he puts in the you like Arizona because I think I do too, man. I want to bet that game so bad, but I feel like such a psycho for wanting to bet it. But hold on.
Like what? Okay, go ahead.
What he said he likes Wake Forest, Miami, and Ohio State. So after being on different sides, I agree with all three of those, and I like all three of those also. So we don't think completely different. I like Arizona too. I think, but I love UC. God, I love Campbell, and I love UCLA. And I was on UCLA last night. What a fucking trip that cover was. I know they won by 10, but if you were watching the game, they were losing the whole damn time. What a trip that was.
Yeah, and if you watch the DadBodds channel, Joe Ranieri was on the show, and he said Arizona would stomp the mud hole of who they were going to play. Arizona
USC
did.
USC.
Yeah, they played USC. They stomped.
And I should have been on that.
Out of them. So Arizona, I think, is playing at home versus UCLA in this one. UCLA is coming off a road game as well. They're going on to a back-to-back. I lean Arizona on this one because I just think Arizona is going to be more comfortable at home, and then UCLA will take them out on the other side when they match up again. That is just a lean. I'm just saying this off the top of my head as we're talking plays out. But I can't disagree with Cash Action Bets. I'm probably going to get there with Wake Forest. I just didn't make it an official play on the show because I just didn't have enough stats to give the people while we get in there. And by God, this chat is live. We have 5 guys watching us live, maybe more on Twitter. Please like and subscribe to the DadBodds YouTube channel, and also follow anybody that you're not following right now, including myself, and at DabyCab on Twitter, and make sure you help us grow. This is the inaugural episode test show. We're going to keep growing this show as we go along. We may even add cappers as well. This is kind of a work in progress, but I appreciate everybody that has been watching us. And you're dealing with guys that are 57% so far this year. And I love working with this guy to my right, and I'm so excited to do a show with him on a weekly basis. Hell, you may even see us on a Monday night once in a while as a parachute show, as they call it. And I hope you guys join us along for the ride. So I appreciate everybody that is joining us for the inaugural show of Breaking Ankles College Basketball Show. We will retweet this show constantly so you don't miss any one of our plays before tip-off. And hopefully we cash some tickets. Hopefully we make some money and we kick the bookies in the damn nuts.
Right.
So till next time for the Breaking Ankles Show. Peace.